within, here we go. But somehow I'm caught in the middle. Is this the end before we've even begun? Should I work against the flow? A drop in the ocean so endless, reaching for our moments miles above. I just need one, diving in to all this endless space, falling stars, but still I see you. Sweet escape, a lovely start, but letting go's the hardest part. Swimming in this deep, deep blue. Hold my breath, looking up. Life moves in waves, it keeps changing.
Okay, I guess I'm ready to talk now. So you guys saw how I bounced back. And in the midst of bouncing back, I also reminisce. I also think that I need to express my feelings as well. Let me just set up this camera. Yeah. So I'm back. I've been in a funk for a long time. I've been in a certain mood, and I basically had to encourage myself to get right back. And that is something I know everyone is going through. Everyone is going through the same. I think it's the season. I really think it's the season. It gotta be the season. It's the season. It should be the season. Because why am I feeling like this? I think one reason is because I took my son out of school, right? Because he's constantly getting sick. He's always sick, and I really didn't have time to keep going to the hospital. Now that I have a 1-year-old, and at that time he was about maybe between 6 to 7 months when Christopher went back to school for just school semester, and immediately 2 weeks in he got sick, right? And then he had croup, and then it was bad. I took him to the emergency. They gave him steroid medication, but the thing is, they don't prescribe it to me. They said that this is something that they give for emergency purposes. And I said, can my doctor prescribe it? No. If it's not necessary, they don't, prescribe it. And then I said, okay, fine. I bring him back to school. He did great for 1 week. The next week, he got RSV. And I'm over here like, oh my God. So he has RSV. The baby had RSV. Everybody was just sick. And then I think it was October. September, October. It was October where he came from school and he didn't look good. Like he got off the bus. He did not look good. Right? Immediately, usually you make him sit down in the hallway, take off his shoes, his coat. He had like a small routine. Immediately, he got sick. He threw up. I'm just giving you a small glimpse of what I was going through every other week. He's constantly getting sick. His immune system is not as strong, and I give him all the vitamins that he desires. He needs magnesium. Probiotics in gummies. Now I'm doing liquid form right now. I didn't do omega-3. I'm doing it now. I think it's going well. I don't know. I think it's going well, but I think that's what he needs. I think I did something wrong. I think I don't think I should have did this. Okay, the kids were doing something. I had to stop the video. So I started getting sad. I got overwhelmed. I started crying. I basically pour out to my husband. I thank God for my husband, okay? I thank God for my husband, all right? And he is awesome. Like, this man, I don't know why I didn't marry him earlier. Like, I don't know. What was I waiting for? I guess my maturity didn't come. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. But anyway, I was just sad, and the depression came on to me, and I had to get a little closer to God and say, hey, like, what's going on? Like, I really need to know what's going on. I need to know how to be at peace of this, you know? And while I was going through that, I was also out of nowhere, I was going, you guys already know I was mourning a friend. So basically, I had a friendship breakup. I'll put the link here. It was like a few months ago. I had a friendship breakup. So the title was mourning a friend while they were alive, but I think I'm gonna have to retitle it and say friendship breakup because I'm not getting a lot of views on that video. And so basically, out of nowhere, my ex-best friend, she had ghosted me for about 10 months, right? We had a slight argument. And I thought that's why she ghosted me, because of the argument. And I was past the argument. I was okay. I thought we were cool. We cleared everything up, like as we usually do. And then all of a sudden she ghosted me. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't think someone could do that to me. I don't know what she's thinking, but this is me thinking. I think because what I used to do to people back then, and she knows it, so she did it to me. And I was hurt because it was never done to me. And because she was my best friend, my ex-best friend, because she was my best friend at that time, I thought she would never do that to me, knowing that there's a reason why I always do what I do. And and when I ghost people, it's basically either breaking up with them, or I have spoken so much to the person and the person is not getting it. They refuse to get it, so I ghost them. And for her to do that to me and out of nowhere just stop talking to me, stop block me on social media, I was baffled, right? I was like, oh my God. And all this time I'm thinking it's because of an argument we had about my sister, related to my sister. That we don't have to go through that at all. But when she finally hit me up the other day, she interrupted my peace. And I said, oh my God. I was at peace. I was fine. I prayed about it. I forgave her. I asked God to forgive her on her action. I forgot a little bit of what the argument was about. Actually, no, I'm not gonna lie. I did not forget about the argument. I didn't forget. I don't forget about anything. And then she came back and she said, oh, this is the reason why I stopped talking to you, is because you said this word to me, and I had to go and reflect and figure out I figure out how I stand in the relationship, the friendship that we're in. And I said, are you serious? I was being so real and coherent with you. With that, I was so real. I was so transparent. I expressed my feeling. I told you how I felt. And because of that, you took that one word and you ghosted me for that. And I said, well, I guess our friendship was nothing, because usually when we have slight argument, we come together and we talk about it. And we did that. We talked about it, and we added my sister as a third party, because the Bible says when there's an argument, you invite somebody in, or you bring it into a priest, you bring it to the church. We didn't have to go through that route. That was not necessary. But my sister was there to mediate the situation. And I literally was like, oh my God. I literally said to her, like, if that was the case, you could have talked to me. You didn't have to ghost me. You could have talked to me. And I felt hurt that you did that. I feel bad that I should have stepped back when you needed that space. And I'm here to say that when someone asks for their space, don't push yourself towards it. I've learned that. And I have basically, when you're graduating from seasons. I've learned that when somebody asks you, hey, I'm going through something, I think I'm going to have to like step away from you, or I'm just going to need some time, I think you should give them some time. I think you should stop all the things that you used to do and just give them the space so that they can see where they're at. Because if they're hitting rock bottom and you're constantly trying to like help them, or trying to like, they need to know what rock bottom is for themselves. And that is something I am guilty of, that I see somebody in the rock bottom that I want to pull them out, because it's not, you're not supposed to be alone when you're in a rock bottom. You know, if you have family, if you have a village, you're supposed to, you know, call them out, like tell them, hey, this is what you're doing, this is not what you're doing, I see what you're doing, this, that, a third, I'm help you. But I guess what happened, I took pity, because we're pregnant, we're both going through the same thing, we're go emotionally growing a baby in our body. But I guess her situation was way too much for her, that this is why she had to ghost me in order to figure out what she had to do with her life. And I told her, I was like, it's my fault. I'm sorry that I should have took some space away from you while you were going through your journey. It was my fault pushing myself to you. And it's sad that we had to end the friendship like this. And we could have amended. And she said that there was no mending. I was like, wow, that really hurt. When she said there was no mending at that time, I was like, wow. Like, so you plan not to be my friend anymore. So you plan, if that was the case, I felt like you should have just said it. I spent like several months thinking you ghosted me because of this argument, and it was because of something else. So that was going on. Like, I was going through a whole roller coaster a few weeks ago, and I felt like I needed to pray all over again. I needed to fast all over again. I needed to take a break from social media. I still posted on Instagram and a little bit on TikTok. One of my videos on TikTok went viral. And from then on, I was like, oh my gosh, look at all these people. Everybody's going through something. And now in my timeline is a lot of friendship breakups. And I feel a little bad. And so I said, you know what? I need to make a video. I need to do some things so that people know that they're not the only one that's going through it. They're not the only one that's going through it. And those are the two things that I was going through. My peace was interrupted. It was interrupted. And I said, since YouTube is my platform, YouTube is my diary, YouTube is my journey, my timeline of journey, I need to post this, because I know eventually in a year times, I'm going to remember this. I'm going to go over this and be like, this is what I was thinking. This is how I felt. So this is how I bounce back from it. Anyway, I am talking too much. I think I showed you guys how I bounced back. Spring break is coming up. So I got a lot of things planned for my children, and I can't wait to show you guys, because I already had planned these for the year, especially summertime's coming. Oh my God, you guys are gonna see. But let me go. I have the kids behind the door. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're behind the door and they're waiting for me. So this is how I bounce back from my journey. Please take it, use it into your own life. Okay, until next time.